For the cloud computing Capstone task 1 video. So really quickly, ingesting the data and analyzing the data. Basically, I have a bash script that is going to take care of everything. Okay, first of all, data extraction. I have a bash script that it's going to take all the files, uncompress to a temporary location, and then move to HDFS using move from local. And once that is done, my setup script, it's gonna execute a PySpark script that basically what it does is it loads all the data from HDFS. It executes a first map based on this clean on time function that basically splits each row, and I select the fields that I require for computation. Afterwards, a filter function, it's gonna check for nulls and discard, of course, rows that have nulls on destination and origin fields. Then once that is done, I execute another map function that basically converts everything to CSV, and then I store on HDFS. Once that is done, my setup script is gonna continue executing all pig scripts, basically clearing the HDFS directory first and then executing the MapReduce pig application. Once that is done, my Cassandra integration is basically based on these SQL shell scripts that basically it drop the table if it exists, create the table for each of the questions, and then I import using copy directly from HDFS to Cassandra. Completing the data analysis, I used Hive, for example, to query the data and analyze the data. I can do things like this real quick, for example, count all records on the data set, or I can do more complex queries like this one. This is an example of a query for question 1.1, where I get all the popular airports. I've done a lot of things like this to explore the data. So while this finish, I will continue showing you my system. So basically, I have a Python script that is gonna show you the menu, so you can query all the different questions. So let's move on with 1.1. There you have your table of popular airports. 1.2. Here we have the top 10 airlines by on-time arrival performance. Moving on, 1.3, excuse me, 1.3, there you go, the days of the week. 2.1 for each airport X, so let's do the DFW. There you go, top 10 carriers. We can do 2.2, and let's do Dallas again. Okay, let's do 2.3. Let's pick something different from Dallas. Let's do LAX and SFO. Okay, excellent. So 2.4. Let's pick, for example, this one, and the other one, Miami. Okay, there you go. While we before we continue, so you see I counted all records in this data set. It took 60 seconds. Let's execute this one while we finish showing other stuff. So okay, we did 2.4. I'm gonna do 3.1 here separately because it takes a bit of time to build the chart, and then I'm gonna finish with the Tom question. So let's do an example from the queries for task 1. Let's do the first one, CMI, ORD, and LAX, date 2008, 0403, and there you go. And this reads like this. So departure for CMI, intermediate airport ORD, final destination Los Angeles for this particular date, the one that we entered here. Flight options, so well, this is the best flight. MQ, flight number 4401, leaves at 8 a.m. with 8 minutes. This is the date for the second flight, 2 days after the first one. American Airlines 889, and the departure time. So one thing is, well, if you look at the date, I'm actually, this is because I use the daytime data type. Well, I didn't have time to actually clean this up so it looks a little bit better, but I guess that's fine. So finishing with this, okay, I got the question 1-1 with Hive, same result as we get with Pig, and it did it in 1 minute 20 seconds. Let's see if we have the chart here. Okay, the chart is not here yet. So I'm 5 minutes already. We can wait a while and see if it pops out. It's really slow. I guess the culprit is that my network is not so good. If you see the delay that I have, I'm experiencing packet loss also. Check out the address 163. If I go to Amazon, this is 163. It's my master. So in the end, this script should pop out the plot using my X server, but it's not doing it. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna cut the video here. The actual plot is actually on the report. So that's all. Okay guys, thank you. Bye bye.